Vice President and couch enthusiast JD's Pants went on Fox News the other day to join the hug box and talk to Maria Bartiromo about his, help in the Trump Epstein cover-up. We've got a little segment here for you where he does his best to run cover for the president, and it's only Democrats, man. It's just the Democrats. I tell you.
Nothing to do with Epstein. On the Epstein issue, what the president has said very clearly, because we've had other meetings about that, is that he wants us to be fully transparent and he wants the credible information.
The credible information, not all the information, only the credible information. Who decides what's credible? Well, it's JD Vance. It's Dan Bongino. It's Kash Patel. It's Pam Blundy. They will make the decision on what's the credible evidence and what's not
out there. So we're working to compile the thousands and thousands of documents that are out there for full transparency. But I have to say, Maria, I laugh at the Democrats who are now all of a sudden so interested in the Epstein files.
Honey, this has been a conversation that has been going on for decades. And the conversation has been predominantly, run by Republicans and QAnon and all the conspiracy people out there who have been losing their minds about saving the children. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has been friends with Jeffrey Epstein from like the 80s to the early 2000s. But it's not him. It's not him. It's Democrats. It's Bill Clinton. It's Bill Gates. It's those damn Hollywood elites and the deep state. Those are the ones. Donald Trump's got nothing to do with this, man. Even though there's more pictures of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein than anybody else. But sure, man, it's just the Democrats. And why are the Democrats so interested in it now? Meanwhile, Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, for years, were talking about getting to the bottom of this Epstein thing. And now that they got into office, it's, he killed himself. And, and that's that. Let's just move on, shall we? Can we please move on, please? Please? Please?
For 4 years, Joe Biden and the Democrats did absolutely nothing about this story.
And Jeffrey Epstein died under Donald Trump's watch in 2019. He was arrested and imprisoned and died under Donald Trump's watch. So for 4 years of the Donald Trump presidency, they did nothing about Epstein. By the way, Ghislaine Maxwell was prosecuted and jailed under Joe Biden. So somebody did something, and it sure as shit wasn't Donald Trump.
We know that Jeffrey Epstein had a lot of connections with left-wing politicians and left-wing billionaires.
And Donald Trump.
And now President Trump has demanded full transparency from this, and yet somehow the Democrats are attacking
full transparency, yet he's not releasing the files. Why hasn't he released the files, man? I mean, Pam Bondi, in a New York Times report, Pam Bondi told Donald Trump back in May that he was all over the Jeffrey Epstein files. And then he immediately called in like 1,000 FBI officials to come in and scour the documents to, weed out the non-credible evidence and only give you the real credible evidence, which, by the way, he hasn't released that shit either.
Him and not the Biden administration, which did nothing for 4 years.
Was it the right move for Comer to send subpoenas to the Clintons?
It absolutely was.
And now let me tell you this. If they go after the Clintons, good. Get them. Go get them too. But after that, can we see the files on Trump as well? No, just the Clintons, huh? Donald Trump was out there the other day going, he took the plane 28 times. He was on the plane 28 times. They've got it on record. Well, they also have it on record that you were on the plane 7 or so times, but you're not talking about that one. You're only talking about Bill Clinton because it's only Democrats, man. Only Democrats.
Drives home how while the Democrats have tried to make this Epstein thing about anything but, the fact that Democrat billionaires and Democrat political leaders went to Epstein Island all the time. Who knows what?
Yep, he stole my property. I mean, my employee, my beautiful young 16-year-old girl from my spa. He was patrolling, him and Ghislaine Maxwell were patrolling all the spas in the area, looking for young girls, and he just happened to find one for me. And then he found another one, and then that's when I got mad, and I threw him off my property. Never come back because you're stealing my ladies, stealing my young girls, who give great massages, by the way.
They did, but it's totally reasonable to ask these questions. What you saw in the House's subpoena is they are trying to investigate all of the things related to this particular case.
All of the things, not just the credible evidence, but all of the things. That's a little inconvenient truth for Mr. JD's pants over here, because he knows that Trump is involved in it too. And by the way, he said, oh, well, we didn't have a meeting. They absolutely had a fucking meeting. All of them got together to talk about this. Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, JD Vance, they all got together and they talked about what to do next. And now he is out there delivering on the propaganda that they worked up the other day at their little meeting.
I know a lot of Americans want answers. I certainly want answers. And I think James Comer and the team of the House, they're doing the right thing. And of course, we know that Clinton, or allegedly he went to the island 26 times, 28 times. Totally appropriate for Comer to be asking what was going on at that island.
Okay, and it is also totally appropriate to be asking Donald Trump about his affiliations with Jeffrey Epstein too. But I have a feeling that James Comer is not going to do that. And by the way, this whole Congress, they're doing everything that they can to get this information out, all the credible evidence. Well, I'll tell you what, man. House ended session early as Republicans clash over the Epstein vote. Yeah, man. House Speaker Mike Johnson is rebuffing pressure to act on the investigation into Jeffrey Epstein instead of sending members home early for a month-long break from Washington after a week's legislative agenda was upended by Republican members who are clamoring for a vote. That's Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna. We're trying to get all of these files released, and instead of having a vote on the House floor, Mike Johnson just shuts down the fucking government to go on an early vacation. Johnson, a Republican from Louisiana, said Tuesday morning that he wants to give the White House space. Give them a little bit of room, little wiggle room, so they can, work up the story a little bit better. Give them an extra few weeks to work out the deets, so we won't have to allow this stuff to be leaked out a little bit too early before they get ahead of it. To release the Epstein information on its own, despite the bipartisan push for legislation that aims to force the release of more documents. Quote, there's no purpose for the Congress to push an administration to do something that they're already doing. Are they? I mean, are they? Because it does not look like they're doing a whole lot. Still haven't released anything yet, and it's been weeks. But sure, man, they're already doing it. Mike Johnson said at his weekly news conference, his last before lawmakers depart Washington on Wednesday for their traditional. It's not traditional if it's going early. Okay? Let's not preface that. It's traditional August recess. We're just giving you an extra week to, just go have fun. So where do they go? Where did the Republicans go on their first little vacation when they got that extra week off? They went on a summer break in Israel, sponsored by AIPAC. Dozens of tone-deaf American politicians are on tour, and Codels, they might be better off spending their time in their own districts. Yeah, well, if they go to their own districts, they're going to get screamed at by their constituents. So probably that's one of the reasons why that they went to Israel, other than the fact that they're all bought and paid for by AIPAC. As lawmakers increasingly challenge Israel's war on the Gaza Strip, pro-Israel lobbying group AIPAC is working around the clock to keep sympathetic lawmakers within arm's reach. Just in time for the congressional summer recess, AIPAC has arranged trips to Jerusalem for dozens of pro-Israel Democrats and Republicans, and a visit with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for scores of Republicans still in Washington. But that's not all. Other lawmakers are on their own separate trips to Israel. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson went there this week, including a stop at illegal Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank. By the way, I will repeat this as well. There is no Hamas in the West Bank. That is run by the Palestinian Authority. So no Hamas there, but for some reason, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the $100 million that Miriam Adelson gave Donald Trump as a quid pro quo to let Israel invade the West Bank. I'm just speculating here, even though that was the fucking deal. But, we've got a handful of these guys out there. Let's see. We've got, illegal settlements in the West Bank with cohorts of 4 other pro-Israeli Republicans. Mike McCall of Texas, Mike Cloud of Texas, Claudia Tenney of New York. I'm in New York. I didn't know this woman's name. And Nathaniel Moran of Texas. Their trip was sponsored by the U.S. Israel Education Association. Meanwhile, Rick Crawford, Republican Arizona, chairman of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, led a bipartisan congressional delegation, that's CODEL, to Israel since its brief war on Iran earlier this summer. Critics pounced on the reports, videos, and photographs circulated across social media, pointing out that these lawmakers risk looking tone deaf and in the thrall of Israel lobby on Capitol Hill. There's a cute little picture here of them. Let's see if I can make this any bigger. Is it going to be bigger? Probably not. Yeah, well, you see him right there. It's pretty much there. There's Bibi Netanyahu right there. I just stretch this thing out a little bit. Let's have a look-see. Look at all of these American politicians there to praise fealty to Bibi Netanyahu, instead of staying in Washington and getting to the bottom of this whole Epstein thing. They decided to take their first extra week of vacation to go to Israel to kiss the ass of that particular dear leader. Is Israel running our government? I don't know, but I think that Donald Trump has allowed him to grab the wheel. It's very distinctly possible that that's what's happening at the moment. J.D. Vance is running cover. Pam Blondie is running cover. Kash Patel is running cover. And Donald Trump is invading Washington, D.C. as a distraction from this whole Epstein thing. The bigger the cover-up, the bigger the distraction. So how many other American cities are going to get invaded every time a new story breaks? Every new, realization of Trump's connections with Jeffrey Epstein, that's just a new city that's going to get invaded for a nice big old fascist distraction. Meanwhile, we've got Republicans out there paying homage to the fascist in Israel. So, it doesn't matter where you go. We're just, we're just doing the bidding of fascists. And, we got guys like J.D. Vance running cover, doing everything he can because, hey, I might be president in 2028. That's if Donald Trump lets me. Anyway, J.D.'s pants, couch fucker himself, doing his job, covering the ass, that big, beautiful ass, that womanly ass of Donald Trump. You're doing a great job, JD. Keep it up. Make sure you kiss my ass and shine it up real good. You know how I like it. Anyway, JD Vance, great job, bud. Great job. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.